What's good, 2K family? Today, I want to talk about something very important with the builder and the information that we got. And I'm super excited about 2K26, and we just been diving deeper into all of the information. So make sure you leave a like and comment if you're down with it. And I just want to get into something very interesting. So they talked about the builder, and they basically stated that the builder is going to be more dynamic. They're going to expand on it, and you're going to be able to have new ways to earn. And it sounds good, like it sounds really, really good. The worry and the thing that I'm thinking about here, they said something with cap breakers, for example, and today we're going to explore some of that. They're basically that there's going to be new ways, improvements, and then new ways to improve your build throughout the year and smarter progression. All right, so if there's new ways evolving your play style all year long, what does that even mean, right? So we're going to explore that. We're going to get into what we saw last year and what we're going to see this year, and et cetera, et cetera. So in the beginning of the year, I made a fun comp slash my play style type of build. I would love this build at 6'8", but we made it at 6'4" to make sure we got the dribbles. But basically, the way this is set up with the cap breakers, as you can see, you get 5 or more throughout the year. Really cool system. I love this. And they said they're going to improve this. They're going to add new ways to evolve, right? So that sounds fire. The problem I have is, what does that mean? All right, you have the season pass that you basically have to go through, and you're going to get a cap breaker by the end of the year. That's a cool system. I don't mind that. Maybe even an extra cap breaker. Give us some really hardcore, like, yo, these builds are going to be fire by the end of the year. And then on top of that, you have the rep system here, which you can earn even more as you progress, which is another cool system. Personally, what I said was give us one each 5 levels, or one at the 4, one at the 2, and just kind of spread them out with a little extra, just to make it even better, right? That was my idea. But the main thing that I was talking about last year when they introduced this was, what if there was a way to equip and unequip them at any point? So if I had 7, 8, I think I got 8 on this account. So we got 8, and I'll just say, nah, let me go put this on shooting, 5 on shooting, and then more on the handles, right? So all of a sudden I'm spreading them out depending on what mode I'm playing. Because sometimes you're in a certain mode and you're like, you know what? I don't need to get no rebounds. We're playing 5s. I'm a point guard. Let me kick this off. I would not put rebounds too much for a point guard when I'm playing 5s. But if I'm playing anything else, 1s or something, I definitely need rebounds. That's why I got it at 60 to be able to play 1s. Certain things like that could just change the dynamic. So I'll change 5 of them, put them here, put them there, and things like that. Okay, to me, this is critical and this is key. This could be a fun way to do it, right? So on top of getting more caps through doing stuff like that, also the quest is another way to get, okay, well, we got season quests, whatever, and it's gonna be like a long-term one, or you can get some cap breakers if you grind out specific things, 10,000 rebounds, blah blah blah. I'm just giving a random number, but something like that could be fire, because then people can just grind that, get that as they play. All right. And another thing I want to kind of talk about is with these badges. All right, I feel like cap breakers, should enhance badges in different ways. So what I mean by that is, like, you have your attributes, right, as you can see, and if I reach a certain threshold, I have the potential to boost the badge, not like a max +1, but just an extra boost, cap breaker boost, if you want to call it that. And it'll have like a C on it or something, and it basically does a different thing within that. So you get an extra boost if you reach the right rating, and that gives you something else. So it's like another element, but I can unequip it. Okay, so it's like, all right, I want to equip it, I don't want to equip it for this or that. And that's where, like I said, the dynamicness is gonna be critical. So imagine a takeover for each badge, right? So you got takeovers right here, and they all got a special ability for the takeover. Well, we're gonna put them in the badges as well, but they're gonna be tied to cap breakers. So when you put 5 cap breakers, let's say on dribbling, then all of a sudden you go to your dribbling badges, and now Lightning Launcher has a special ability as well. This is something that I was inspired by last year and kind of came up with this idea, shared it, but I wanted to rehash it because now it's even more prevalent if that's what they want to do. You know what I mean? What I don't want from them is to say, oh, season 7, you're able to, you know, finally get something. Like when they talk about all this progression, it bothers me because I'm like, yo, you're gonna wait until the end of the year to give me an animation like they always do, or to give me some type of special element in here. You know, imagine you get something crazy, something new that's fire, but you can't even use it until the end of the year, right? Now I do love the rep, right? On this account, I've been playing on my other account for tournaments, but on this account, I only got to start a 5, right? And the year is gonna end in a month or so. That's me playing like random rec. That's all I did on this account, basically. And I'm still loving this system because you want to grind out and get more cap breakers. So if they put, you know, cap break on 4, cap breaker on here, and all did all that, this is good. But to say like, oh, you no matter what you do, you can't get this until season 7. It's like, nah, bro, don't do me like that, 2K. So that's my thing. So number 1 is after 5 cap breakers, you unlock an ability for cap breakers that goes onto your badge and boosts it in another way. So now you're gonna get something a little extra, a little boost to the kick. And so now all of a sudden these guys are super powered in their specific playstyle. He has a 90 plus, so he gets the ability, and it's just a takeover for your badges somewhat, right? That's my personal thing. You know, all of this stuff was useless. Like I really wasn't into this. The only one that I was into is the max plus ones. These were nice. Now having to get them every year is kind of annoying, right? Like you start the season off without your badges, without your build being full potential. It wasn't that big of a deal. I played like whatever, right? You know, but it's helpful, and you make a build with this in mind. This should be permanent, in my opinion. You know what I mean? And just let me swap anytime. It makes the game better. It's like a loadout, and there's no reason 2K shouldn't do that. You know what I mean? That's how I feel. Definitely love these elevators. I didn't use them on this season, but that's just something I'm thinking about that can help and that can improve. But a lot of this stuff is useless, especially after you make 10 builds. You know what I mean? Like it comes a point where you, like on this account, I only made like 7 builds, and it wasn't that serious for me. But those are some of the things that is in my mind that I've been talking about that I thought would be fire and could be interesting and a good tool, right? Now, again, you could agree to disagree. It's okay. Just let me know what you're thinking and what are your ideas for the builder. My point is a loadout. I'm able to switch my loadout, right? I want to take all my caps and switch them to anywhere I want, as long as they fit the setup. And as a matter of fact, one of the last things is also having the extra going above your actual attribute limit. So the potential is at 92, and you can get 5 extra ones if you rep up to whatever, you know what I mean? That's an idea that I had last year too. I was like, why not just give us a boost too, just for those who reach high level in the rep system? Just, you know, incentive to be like, yeah, I want to get crazy with my build. You know, just an idea. But then also having the loadout for the cap breaker takeover, not a takeover, but an ability in your badges if you reach a certain threshold. So the extra takeover basically, but within the badges that you can unlock if you meet the right requirements. You feel me? So those are just some of the ideas that I wanted to kind of share, given the article. We're still waiting for gameplay, so when you watch this, you know, we just waiting, we hoping, be excited, and you know, hopefully it goes good, and I'll be covering it and giving y'all the info. Make sure you enjoy yourself, take care of yourself, and you know, let's have some discussion about it in the comments, man. I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace.